You're watching WSB Now's Access Atlanta, your source for local things to do, weekend events, travel destinations, and so much more. Watch and discover how to make the most of your weekend.
Get ready for a fun, exciting weekend in Atlanta. First up, the Atlanta Cask Ale Tasting. Grab your friends and head over to the Bold Monk Brewing Company as they host the Atlanta Cask Ale Tasting. Sip on more than 55 rare, exclusive cask condition ales, lagers, ciders, and more. Food will be available for purchase and general admission is $43.50. Experience the magic of the holiday season at Garden Lights Holiday Nights at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Discover the larger-than-life plant giants of Imaginary Worlds, Alice's Wonderland, wreathed in holiday lights while roasting s'mores and enjoying tasty beverages. Ticket prices vary. Head to the rink at Park Tavern and enjoy some ice skating with friends and family. Stay warm under the heated garden tent, relax and catch up by stone fire pits and the fireplace, plus enjoy seasonal cocktails and music. $15 Monday through Thursday and $20 Friday through Sunday. Get your snow tubing on at Snow Island at Lanier Islands. You can enjoy other wintry activities like skating on the ice rink, bouncing in the inflatables at Landshark Landing, or just playing in the snow. Ticket prices vary. Come on out to Fernbank After Dark on the Rocks. Enjoy some fun science activities, exclusive after-hours museum access, live music, and a 3D giant screen movie. Sip on cocktails and craft beer. Tickets cost $14.95 for members and $19.95 for non-members. Now you have everything you need to make the most of your weekend in the ATL. Enjoy.
If you think the only place to have a good time in Atlanta is ITP or Inside the Perimeter for you newbies, you'd be wrong. Just about 30 minutes northeast of Atlanta is Archery Learning Center, where you can pretend to be a real-life Robin Hood and shoot an actual bow and arrow. That's what we're going to do today. So let's go inside and check it out, but make sure you watch where you're walking. So we are here with George Riles IV. He is the co-owner along with his dad here at Archery Learning Center in Snellville. Okay, so say you are brand new to archery, much like myself, and have no clue what you're doing and probably would never come to do something like this unless someone dragged you because you're very afraid of it. What do you do with someone like that? How do you get them into it and going? What's the process?
Well, the way it works, if you just show up and say, I've never shot a bow before, I would like to try it. And you'll start off with a very basic bow. We'll get you the basic instructions, like you hold it here, you do this, and then I'll walk you through the initial, pull back and let go, so you have the basics of how it works, and kind of work with you to the point to where you can group arrows at a close range. So essentially that first try it out ends up taking you from never touched a bow before to I'm safe enough to shoot archery in the backyard or shoot archery in the range and feel like I know what I'm doing, right? And then at that point, people progress farther than that to become a little more intermediate. They start shooting for score, that sort of thing. But when you leave after your first one, you'll be proficient. I figure we can get you in the bullseye maybe before you go.
You just met me, so.
I love a challenge. Nobody's beaten me yet.
It's gonna be a pretty big challenge to get me hitting the bullseye there.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. See, everybody heard that. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, well, we'll see who they believe.
Are you ready to try it?
If I say no, what happens?
You're doing it anyway.
Okay. So yes.
All right. So then I'm going to raise you up, then you'll draw. Okay? So you just take your nose and point it right at the bullseye, and then you'll raise that up like so, and then draw straight back like so, and get in there a little closer to your face so you can sort of see down the arrow.
That's awful okay.
And then release.
Now?
Yep.
Okay.
Look at that.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, right?
Jennifer Lawrence, watch out. definitely think I found a new activity, and I'm feeling pretty confident. I've made one bullseye out of probably about 15 arrows. So good ratio, I think. And I'm definitely gonna bring some friends if they're brave enough, but if I have any takers, let me know. But if you wanna add a unique activity to your list, definitely come check this out. I'm Kelly Audette for Access Atlanta.
Sally Mann was born in Lexington, Virginia, and actually the hospital she was born in used to be Stonewall Jackson's house. So right from the very start, she had a very profound connection to the South. And she loved this land. She loved the landscape, the beauty of it. But as she grew older and learned more about the history of the South, she struggled to reconcile her love for this place with her understanding that it was the site of so much violence and trauma, Civil War, slavery, segregation, coming up to the present day. In the photograph of Scarred Tree, for example, we see this incredible tree thrust up against the picture frame, but we also notice a scar going right across it. And that scar is a metaphor for the history of the South. And so in these photographs, she's trying to bring to our consciousness an understanding that even if we walk by someplace that may look simple or normal or calm, that it too is the site of a lot of historical trauma. But many of her photographs also touch on larger themes of human existence, what it means to raise children, what it means to grow old and to get sick, and also how we reflect as a community on our shared American history. These photographs are very carefully crafted to tell us a story. I hope that they can also find a personal connection with their own history, whether or not they're from the South, their own experiences growing up or having children or dealing with an illness, and also that they understand that this exhibition is really about our shared American history, our past, where we've been, where we are now, and perhaps where we're going in the future.
You may be trying to impress a special someone or some in-laws. Me? I'm just trying to stun on the gram. Come on, let's go make some Instagrammable pasta. Well, we are here with Mike Patrick, chef owner of Storico Fresco. How's it going, Mike?
Very good.
Excellent, excellent. So can you tell us where we are?
We're at Storico Fresco Pasta, the commissary kitchen for our restaurant and for everything from Delta Airlines to wholesale accounts.
Mike, tell me a bit, what can people get from Storico Fresco? What are all the different things that y'all offer?
So here at Storico Fresco, we do all different kinds of stuff. So in our restaurant, it's also an Italian grocer, which is essentially called an alimentati in Italy. So we offer all kinds of charcuterie, cheeses, eggs, produce, fresh pasta, and on top of that, we have a full-blown bar and lunch and dinner. So it's basically a lot of stuff. Now on top of that, we also service Delta Airlines for 18 different countries. We also service 22 wholesale accounts in the area as well too. We also do pasta making classes, which are growing a little bit faster than I even expected, but we also have the pasta making classes.
So in addition to the grocery part, what brings people out to the pasta classes?
They want to feel something, they want it to be tangible, they want to be able to work with their hands. At the end of the day, I think really that's that great communal thing that we have in life, is working with each other, having fun, talking about it, and actually producing the product.
Well, I think it's time to make some pasta. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's do it. Grab a glass of wine, head back there, and we'll make a lot of pasta. So in front of us, we have 00 flour, which is a fine bread flour essentially, also a pasta making flour and also a pizza making flour. But then we mix that with a little bit of semolina. So what we're gonna do right here, this is a classic method, right? So we call this the volcano method. And you're gonna take your little nice plastic fork right here, and we're gonna create a little cavern. And it's gonna go all the way down to the table. So take your eggs, and start cracking them in. This is your trash can in front of you. You want a nice, bright orange egg yolk.
I'm here with my fellow students, Amy and Zeke. Did you all have a good time in the class?
We had a great time in the class. Did you have fun?
I had a blast. I sweat a little bit, but I had a blast. So do you think that you all will bring this back home and make some pasta of your own?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Definitely. We're going to take it home and do it with all 3 of our kids. We're going to set up the island in the kitchen and put everything out. and try to show them how to make pasta.
That is going to be a flour-dusted affair.
It is going to be a mess, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Excellent, excellent. Okay guys, I'm going to be here for a while, so why don't you find out a bit about how to sign up and make some pasta of your own. So I'm here with Amanda Kiza. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. How do people sign up for the class?
So the best way I tell people is to actually also get our weekly email. You can sign up online at our website, www.storicofresco.com. There's also a tab in there for pasta classes as well. And you can see the differentiation. We have 2 types of classes on there, and then you can register on there as well. It's super automated, really easy, and then next you'll be here. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, now I'm easily the most eligible bachelor in Atlanta. If you're trying to learn how to make some pasta, check out storicofresco.com. For Access Atlanta, I'm Ben Brash.
Welcome to Kefi, located in Buckhead. This place is an absolute parent's dream come true, dedicated for kids with adults in mind.
It's a place to really let kids go, develop their confidence, roam, that they could play in any way that they want to play, and we let parents kind of disconnect a little.
Kefi CEO and founder Drew Piniotu is a former Disney executive and parent himself.
Kefi, we're proud to say, is the safest place for your kids to play in the entire country. It's got these bands, which I'm wearing, which is a safety band, which makes sure that your kids are safe and in the space so that you can let them go. We have fall-safe flooring. We have magical machines that clean every toy every day with ozone in the back of house so that it's incredibly safe, clean, and we have placemats, which are these trained, skilled, former educators that kind of help kids and guide them, but not too much, but are there to make sure that they're having fun and they're safe.
Parents like Brandy Wigley are calling Kefi a hidden gem.
It is just full of just imaginative play spaces. It's so interactive. I was blown away by all of the different areas. So much fun for them. They can run around and play, and I don't have to be worried.
6 different rooms are filled with interactive, story-driven play areas for kids ages 1 to 12. The first room, the fun field, where kids can get their energy out, climbing, running, and jumping.
And there's some digital elements that allow it to be imaginative climbing and running, and they play games that are projected on the structure so that they're constantly new games every week.
For the youngest, a room specifically designed for crawlers and early walkers.
Right next to the first parent lounge so that mom could hand over the child to an incredible placemat and then go grab coffee, and we have glass so that you can see your kid and you're only a few feet away but in a separate room, and that child then can have some intentional playtime.
Toytropolis is the kids-only space where Kefi's digital puppet is always there to strike up a conversation.
Check this out. Hey, Andy. Oh, hi, Heather. How are you? I'm great. You're on TV right now, WSB. Oh, wow. I love it here. You're in Toytropolis.
And literally, it is like all the toys a kid wants to play with, 3 years and over. And the whole point is to keep the child immersed in a different world so that their imagination is running wild and can grow.
One of the biggest rooms is the Story Cave. It transports kids into immersive and imaginative worlds where kids use their body and mind.
It's around imagination and storytelling. We want the child to always be imagining and creating new things, and we change the experience every day.
In the toy testing lab, kids transform into toy masters. Perhaps my favorite room, the Beatbox Room, aka Dance Party Central. Kids can dance and sing along to their favorite song or even compose their own original. For the parents, there are 2 adult-only lounges and a cafe. Kefi also offers date nights and drop-and-shop sessions. Parents drop off their kids for a few hours. Placemates make sure the children are having fun and are well fed.
You guys, I am completely blown away by Kefi. It's a perfect place for parents to get things done and kids to have a great, safe time. Make sure to check out Kefi's website for their membership and prices. Our 2 hours of play is over, so I'll check you later.
What's up, Access Atlanta? It's Brittany. I am here at the Void at the Battery. This is the interactive virtual reality experience. It's my first time, but you're gonna come along with me to see what it's all about. Let's go. Before heading into the virtual reality world, I gotta gear up with a backpack-based computer rig and a headset.
Okay, so I just want you to step into the rig like a book bag for me, please.
Okay.
Awesome. Buckle it up from bottom to top for me, please. Be 2 arm tabs below your arms. You're going to pull those down and back in a skiing motion. And then the 2 ones by your waist, you're going to pull those in like you're hugging yourself.
Everything's all good.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Void is immersive virtual reality experiences. Basically, you go with your friends to the Void, get suited up in our gear, and enter these impossible worlds that not only look real, but feel real as well.
The sensory experience feels real, with smells, temperature changes, and even vibrations.
The Void experiences are all sensory, all encompassing. You go in and you don't just see this world around you, you really feel it. If there's a wall, you can reach out and touch it. If there's a chair, you can actually sit down in it. You get a gun in Star Wars, and you are going to actually shoot these other stormtroopers, feeling the gun in your hand and feeling the impact when you blast. There's a smell, there's wind. Honestly, we go to the greatest lengths that we can to make the experience seem as real as possible. It's like you are inside of a Star Wars movie, living out that amazing fantasy.
My gosh, that was crazy.
Awesome. I'm glad you had a great time. You want me to take that blast for you?
Yes, please do.
Great.
That was really crazy and amazing.
And when you come out, it's going to be all smiles. Everyone's just amazed, I think, by the technology. And you'll have a really good time. And then your guide will take you out and where you can get some pictures and definitely tell your friends about what you've done. We wanted to bring the Void to Atlanta because, well, one, it's such an amazing culture and space here, and there was just a lot of requests and a lot of opportunity, I think, to bring this technology to Atlanta. And then specifically, we brought it here to the Battery just because it's such a busy location. There's just a lot of people here, obviously with the stadium nearby and with the theater. There's just a lot of opportunity to get more people into the Void and to really experience what virtual reality truly can be.
Wow, guys, that was amazing and crazy and mind-blowing. You're gonna have to come out to the Void to experience it for yourself here at the Battery. Check out void.com to book your virtual reality experience. For Access Atlanta, I'm Brittany Tenenbaum.
You're watching Access Atlanta on the WSB Now app, your source for local things to do.
Some paint to preserve history. Others get farming skills. They also keep local parks clean and beautiful. Meet the Youth Corps paid workers for the Atlanta-based Greening Youth Foundation.
I love everything about it.
What is your favorite activity?
Interacting with the animals. I never seen a deer in person. So when I finally seen one, there was actually a family of them, and they was like kind of walking towards the creek trying to get some water, and I was like, oh my gosh. They're so huge, and like the baby deer was like half my size, and I'm like, this is amazing.
The Greening Youth Foundation CEO and founder is Angelo Izilo. The Greening Youth Foundation been around for almost 10 years now.
Yes.
What does it give the environmental community that has been missing?
We think it's really important to really shift the paradigm and redefine how people of color engage with the outdoors, how they recreate, how they work, how they volunteer.
Changing that mindset happens here, a 4.5-acre farm in the West End, known as the Urban Conservation Training Institute.
So we wanted to be able to teach that community about accessing locally grown food. How do you prepare locally grown food, and what does it look like coming out of the ground? So we actually trained a crew to do that work.
Other young people from the foundation get a hands-on lesson about preserving history.
We have something called a Hope Crew, and this is a partnership with the National Historic Preservation Society. And these young people right from the old 4th Ward are learning how to restore and preserve those old shotgun homes on Auburn Avenue.
See, for you, it's about access, isn't it?
It's totally about access, because I think with access comes opportunity. And if you cut off a young person's opportunity, you will never know what they're capable of unless you give them access.
Nikki Miller shared with me how working in the parks has affected her life.
I'm definitely more positive now. I've been through some rough patches as far as just me not working. I'm just thankful for the opportunity that was given to me, and I'm gonna make the best of it, and hopefully I can get many others to have the same opportunity as me, because they don't know what they're missing out on. They really don't.
Welcome to the Georgia Aquarium. It has everything from the largest fish in the world, a whale shark, to some of the tiniest marine life. But there are some newbies on the block. Say hello to the puffins. I met up with animal trainer Melissa Painter, who told me all about this incredible group of seabirds.
What's in these buckets, what we're about to feed the puffins?
So we have a few different types of fish, but we also have this. It's called krill. It's a type of crustacean. And fun fact, this is actually the same type of food that the whale sharks eat.
But they eat a whole lot more.
They eat a whole lot more than this. They actually eat binfuls. So their throats are only about the size of a quarter. So you can't feed like these large fish to the whale sharks. As big as they are, they can only eat about that size.
Oh, wow. Okay, so tell me about the puffins.
Okay, so behind us we have two different types of puffins, horned puffins and tufted puffins. But we also have two pretty cool birds called pigeon guillemots and common murres. So they all belong to this family of birds called alcids, and they have a great adaptation to where they can actually navigate underwater really well. So if you look at their wings, you can't tell as well right now, but they're a little bit shorter and a little bit more dense, so they can actually use them for propulsion underwater. And if you want, you can actually reach out and feed a few of them.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so just reach into your bucket, and if you want to, you can hold it out like that with head first, and then you can reach out and let him take it from you.
Hey, bud.
So you might become everyone's best friend right now, so I'll kind of help you out and feed a few as well. But you can see we have different types of fish we're feeding them. We do a nutritional analysis on all the food that comes into the aquarium, just so that we can meet all the different benchmarks that they need nutritionally.
So how often do you feed the puffins?
We can feed them anywhere from 5 to 10 times a day. So we try to keep it really variable for them, because that's what they would be experiencing in the ocean also.
Okay.
So we do have an underwater feeding system called our flying fisher that actually moves food into the habitat underwater through a piping system.
Oh, that is
So we
neat.
have an underwater viewing window so that our guests can see that great adaptation of them being able to swim underwater, because that's what they're known for.
Where did these puffins come from?
So most of these puffins actually came from the Alaska Sea Life Center. We developed a partnership with them last year, and we sent some staff out there to start learning about these species of birds, as well as these individuals. And then they came to us last year, and our habitat opened on January 19th. Here in our Cold Water Quest Gallery.
And it's cold in here.
It's really cold. It's actually the coldest habitat in the aquarium, both air temperature and water temperature. So the air temperature right now where we are is about 54 degrees, and the water temperature is 49 degrees. In addition to doing these hand feeds, we also want them to do that natural behavior of diving underwater for their food.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is take a handful of food, and you're going to toss it out to the habitat, and then you'll see immediately they all start diving underwater.
How many pounds of food do you think they eat a day?
They eat about 4 kilograms of different types of food each day.
I left one more for you.
Oh, thank you. Templeton right here, and he got it.
This is awesome. Thank you so much for having
absolutely.
us.
If you're looking to get into the holiday spirit, you're going to want to come here to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. It may not look like much right now, but when the sun goes down, the lights turn on.
A lot of lights, a lot of trees, a lot of just people having fun.
1,600 strands of more than 70,000 color-changing LED lights hang above the canopy walk, choreographed to all new music.
This is one of those things that I can tell you how great it is, but until you see it, you really won't understand.
My favorite thing is mostly the lights. There's a lot of nature and stuff, and there's like a train.
Trains on 6 different tracks can be seen chugging around before dark. You can also grab a s'more by the fire as the sun sets on another Atlanta afternoon. Then you can enjoy the lights. More than 2 million of them.
There is also a lady who you might see by the water fountain, and she's all decorated in lights, and she's pretty cool.
Along with the Earth Goddess, the night would not be complete without carolers.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
I think holiday lights is about people being together. It's about community. It's about multiple generations. You know, where do you get to go out and see the grandkids and the grandparents and the great-grandparents all together?